wanted to show you what we're building, the results, and now we basically are going to start building it from scratches. Will, anything else that the audience has? If there's anything at any point in the chat, feel free to stop me and we can go over it, okay?
Yeah, I think we're good for now. My first natural question is, how do you create posts to engage people and get people to actually respond? But maybe that's a different session we do.
That's a completely different session. Also, I have no idea, to be completely honest.
You do it well, though. You do it well.
It's just like, I have an idea. I try to do valuable stuff. That's the only thing I understand. But my favorite post that I want to perform the least well. So I'm just like, I have no idea. Honestly, every month is different.
Yeah, it's always changing.
Yeah, man, crazy, man. Probably you can teach me much more about it. So the first thing we want to do is we open Relay as an application and we'll click on plus and we'll go to create a new workflow, okay? Every time we want to create a new automation, we want to automate a specific task, what we do is we create a workflow. We're going to give it a name just to be punctual and we're going to say viral LinkedIn post extractor. Okay, so you'll give it a name that tells the agent what it needs to do. And then whenever you create an automation, a workflow like this one, the first thing you need to do is you need to create a trigger. You have to generate a trigger, and a trigger is nothing but an alarm that tells the agent that it needs to wake up and do a specific task. Okay, in this case, when does the agent need to wake up? In this case, we want to have it manually. Okay, we want to, whenever we find or we are scrolling a post that say, hey, this really works, we're going to come here and provide that specific URL to the agent. If you want to have something that runs in an automated way, and for example, hey, Pietro does a really good post, they always speak to my audience, you could, for example, automate it to scrape my post every day and have it in a fully automated way, okay? But you need to be sure that all of my posts speaks to your ICP, because this is still a credit-intensive activity, and it will consume a lot of credit, so it can become expensive. So for now, for this demonstration, let's keep it manual. And whenever we want to start this agent, we're going to have to provide it with an input. Okay, so I'm going to define here the type of input that I want to insert every time it starts, and it's going to be the LinkedIn post URL. So every time I want to start this specific workflow, I need to provide a URL. Say the post which we had before that speaks to this specific audience, I would come here, take this post, copy the URL, copy the link to this post, and then start this specific workflow with that URL included and in the run. Okay, we'll see later how to test when we test it, how we exactly do this, but it's really, really simple and intuitive. Then once we have set the trigger, the alarm, the next things which we want to do is, and I'm going to add here what are called nodes, but it's just to help you keep track with what I'm building. They don't actually change anything in how the agent behaves. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to want to add a description of our ICP. Okay, in this case, to make it really simple, I'm going to create what's called a constant. Okay, we're just going to generate like a block of text that describes that specific ICP. If, for example, okay, I'm sharing the wrong stuff. Sorry, I'm back here. So I inserted a note here. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a new step. This new specific step is going to be a utility, and then create a constant. Again, it's just a block of text that includes a description about what we're trying to do here, okay? In this case, we want to have a multi-line description, so the type will be multi-line, and here we'll have a description of the ICP, okay? For me, it's really simple. I want the C-level, owner, or director of a tech startup. Okay, these are the people I speak with. You would just simply come here. When we will send you the template, we are going to be sharing you the full template which we built today. You can just come here and say, hey, I want to edit these two fields to be whatever your ICP is. If, for example, you have a file like a PDF that already contains all of the information about the specific process which you're trying to do, or the specific ICP person that you're looking for, you can also upload a PDF, right? This just makes it easier for you to start from a very simple point. In general, always consider that these criteria will be matched against what the person has on his profile on LinkedIn, okay? So don't be too narrow, because you risk, okay, even if it's potentially a good fit, it will be screened out, okay? So just give a simple definition of who your ICP is.